This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
So, Matt, I am training. Did I tell you this? I'm training for an Ironman.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Come on, you can laugh. Everybody else does.
Serious when you say that. So is this like within the next 10 years you're hoping to do an Ironman?
Come on, Matt. Come on. No, so I'm actually doing a half Ironman in Santa Cruz with JJ. I could not get him to commit to the full. Hopefully he hears this and he'll commit, be a man. But so the reason why we're doing the half is because I have a buddy. He did a half and he wears the Ironman gear.
So
do you know what it is?
Ironman. Is that the cycling, the swimming, and
triathlon?
The running?
Yeah. So the half is I think it's like 1.3 mile swim, a 46 mile bike ride, and then a half marathon. So 13.1 miles.
Yeah.
So all consecutive.
It's doable.
Very doable. But my buddy, he was wearing like all the Ironman gear, and I was like, dude, I didn't know you did an Ironman. He's like, well, I did a half, and we were in like this group setting, and so he kept having to say that over and over and over to everybody else. No, I actually did a half. No, I did a half. I was like, man, I don't want to have to say that. I want to do the full, you know? And so in October, there's one that takes place here in Sacramento. And so I will be doing the full Ironman.
Oh, really? You're doing the full Ironman.
That's the plan.
What? And this is in October?
October.
So
19th.
In your training, how far have you been running?
So
that's the most challenging part, is the marathon part.
So most people are scared about the swimming. I'm decent with swimming because I swam.
You do the swimming first.
Because I swam in high school. Yeah, but people are scared. Like you're swimming in the river, or you're swimming like the ocean in Santa Cruz. Like people are scared because they think you'll sink.
Where are you swimming in Sacramento? Is it
the river?
Like,
the river.
Oh, the river.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then
so how far do you?
I'm most nervous about the biking because I didn't even own a bike until like 2 weeks ago. So I was nervous about that. But as far as running, what I did was I've never been a runner, by the way. So normally when I would run around the 3 mile mark, I would start getting shin splints. And then, it'd become painful and I'd stop and then I'd start up again. And it's screw it, I'll never be a runner. But now I'm committed to this. So I'm having to figure out a way because I don't want to be that guy that quits, And so I see Ranvir every single week, typically on a Wednesday evening. I have my adjustment with Ranvir, and I was telling him, he's like, dude, you see, like because as he's like doing his preliminary like diagnosing, you like, hey, something's up, like what's going on? And I'm like, dude, I've been running a lot, and so I started off at 1 mile, and then I was doing like 2 miles and 3 miles, and then I got it up to about 10, and then I had an injury. I ran on the sand and got blisters on my feet. And so I'm.
Was this in Cabo?
Yeah, it was in Cabo. Yeah, I got 6 massive blisters on my feet. So don't run barefoot on the sand for 6 miles. It's not a good idea. But now I'm working my way back up to. I'm at 6.
Gotta take care of your feet. Gotta take care of your feet.
Gotta take care of your feet. But the only reason why, so I've broken that 3 mile barrier that has plagued me for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's 100% because of Ranvir, and that's. So that's something that I think is really helpful. Like if you're training or if you're maybe just going through life generally and you have some pain, go check out Synapse Chiropractic. They're in Rockland. And here's what he does. I think he giggles. He giggles when he so
he's laughing at
because he's got one of those. What are those things called?
Theragun.
The Theragun. And have you seen those, Matt?
Yeah.
Like I have one at home, and I'm like, it does not hurt as bad when I do this to myself. But like he has me like wriggling, and like my hands start sweating. And it hurts so bad, but when I leave, I feel so good. So, anyways,
does it really hurt? Because my wife has had that done, and she doesn't feel any pain.
Well, why does it hurt me so much?
I think Johnny has a few more issues than your wife does. No,
there we go.
So. It also depends on the location that you have to use it on. And so for him, when it's the shin splints that we're talking about, we're using it on the calf area.
Yeah.
And that's a very sensitive spot for a lot of people when you're getting the Theragun on that area.
Man, it hurts so bad.
My wife ever had it on her.
But it feels, but and also he's like, he gives me suggestions like, hey, I'm having this pain. Hey, I'm running through this. We'll try this exercise. And I do the exercise. And I tell you what, like it has been life-changing. There's no way I'd be running 6 miles on the sand, let alone 10 miles on a freaking treadmill without Ranvir helping me through that. Like there's 0% chance. So But you don't have to be doing an Ironman to go see Ranvir.
Right. Would you recommend that he do an Ironman? Is that good for his body to go under that much abuse?
It is going to be a lot of abuse, but he's taken a good approach to it. He told me early on when he was thinking about starting to train for this, and we came up with a plan on what we needed to do and how we're going to gradually build him up to being able to run that full marathon.
I just have to follow the plan. That's the tricky thing.
He decided to run 6 miles on sand barefoot. That was not part of the plan. That set us back a little bit.
That was not prescribed by Ranvir.
So I have a tough question for you. A certain percentage of our listeners believe in what you do. They go to a chiropractor. A large percentage of our listeners don't go see a chiropractor. They don't believe in what you do. How do you talk to those people?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is getting people to understand what chiropractic is and what chiropractic is not. And it always comes down to people believing or not believing. The best thing is that whether you believe it or not, it can still make a difference in your life. We have people that have come to us because chiropractic is their last resort. They've tried everything else and they have no other option, and they literally tell me like, hey, this is the last thing I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thanks for the compliment, but yeah, here we are.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, exactly. But I look at that as a challenge for me. And I'm like, okay, if I can get this person to just understand what's going on with their body, that's going to put them ahead of the game, because I've been through this experience myself.
Yeah.
I tried going to the medical doctor to get relief. And when it comes to functionality and performance, I think just understanding the body makes a huge difference. If you know where your body is right now and where you need to get it to, you're going to do the things on your own at home to start making some of those changes. Now, the plan that we come up with for what we're going to do in the office is more so has to do with the nervous system and the spine itself. When people come into our office, usually their body is under some sort of stress. And when your body is under either a physical stress, a mental stress, or a chemical stress, your body is going to start to develop compensations. And when it starts to develop these compensations, they hinder your body from functioning at 100%. So the job of chiropractic is to remove any interferences in the nervous system that aren't allowing your body to function at 100%. So really, it's your body that's going to make the recovery. I know a lot of people say, like, my chiropractor did this, my chiropractor saved my life, but all your chiropractor is doing is removing interference from your nervous system to allow your body to function better. And I think the biggest difference between that and how we look at the medical system is when a medical provider comes in and they're working on an area, people are looking for a cure or a fix. Mm-hmm. And it's like, here, take this pill, this is going to fix your issue. When all it's doing is it's actually covering up the underlying issue that's going on. When you're taking blood pressure medication, it's normalizing your numbers, but it's not correcting the root cause as to why your blood pressure might be high.
That makes sense. So you mentioned what chiropractic is and what it is not. Like, what would you say chiropractic is not?
Yeah, so when I talk about chiropractic with my practice members, I really don't like to look at it from a diagnosis standpoint and put a diagnosis on somebody and say, this is the problem that you have going on. And a lot of times when you give someone a diagnosis versus just educating them on what's going on with their body, now they start to look more into that diagnosis, see what other things it could lead to, and people start to stop themselves from being able to heal. And the most important thing for me is giving you a better understanding as to what's going on with your body, right? So we're not going in and we're not curing any diseases. We're not really looking to do anything other than allow your body to function better than it is when you're coming into our office.
So can you give me like an example, like what that would look like? Like you can use Valerie or me if you need like patience.
Yeah, like let's say you come in and you're having, this is a common one that I see that happens a lot, is people get diagnosed with migraines.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And they've been taking migraine medication, and now people feel like they have to take that medication in order to manage their migraines and keep them at that same level. Instead of them being able to focus on what may be causing those migraines to happen underneath the surface. Could it be a postural issue? Could it be that your neck is coming forward and you're putting more tension on the muscles in through that area? All we might need to do is correct your posture, get you drinking a little bit more water, getting you doing some exercise.
That water, everybody's telling me to drink more water.
And that could be something that fixes that issue. But now when you've given someone a diagnosis of migraines and put them on medications, they feel like they have to rely on those medications in order to manage their migraines.
Yeah.
Here's another like I'm a big advocate of chiropractic care just because I've seen what it's done for Valerie and done for me. So I have ways that I like to answer this question, but I'm curious how you would respond to people say, well, if they're actually fixing you, why do you have to keep going back?
Yeah.
Like how would you respond to that?
That's a great question. And so my approach to this is, if someone comes into my office initially with an issue or a complaint, we're going to spend an initial time period to actually correct whatever issue they have going on, right? Once we've corrected that issue, now we're seeing you less, and we're seeing you more on a wellness or maintenance basis to be more preventative and stopping any new issues from coming about, not necessarily still treating that same problem that they came in for.
Oh, that's good.
And so the other thing with that is life now is crazy compared to what it was before. You know, we were hunter-gatherers. We were up and moving around, looking, and now everybody sits at a desk for 8 hours a day, clicking.
Looking
and we
down
have
at their phone.
So much more mental stress than we ever had before, because everything is about making money. I don't have this. You look on social media, people have this, I don't have that. And it's just stressing people out. And there's so much more stress nowadays than there was before. And before we had to actually hunt for our food. And we have more stress now than we did back then, because we're not physically using our bodies for what they're designed to do. Right? We're sitting in chairs all day. And so when you're constantly putting that stress, your body's going to wear down a lot faster. And so that's why we want to take more of a preventative approach. At least do something. If you're not coming into the chiropractor, you better be doing some sort of exercise routine. You got to have some sort of spinal hygiene routine that you have going on, because we brush our teeth every day, right? At least we should be. And so we do that to prevent
brush
cavities.
Before you go to get adjusted. I always try to put a mint in for Ranvir.
We try to do that so that we can prevent cavities or decay.
Yeah.
That same sort of decay happens in your spine when you're not getting movement. And so the thing that we try to encourage people to do is get movement. But for the areas that they may not be getting the movement that they need to, that's where the adjustment can come in and help restore motion back into segments that may be more restricted or stuck.
I love that. Like you fix the issue, but maybe other issues pop up. I always just say, hey, did you brush your teeth this morning? Yeah. Are you going to brush them tomorrow? It's not a one and done type of thing. Did you shower today?
Right.
Okay. Are you going to shower tomorrow? Like it's just part of maintenance for your body.
Yeah, because they said, going back to the lifestyle we now lead, where we're sitting more, they said sedentary sitting is just as unhealthy as smoking.
Correct.
Did you hear that?
The sitting is the new smoking. That is the
the
saying.
sitting is the new smoking.
That's why I smoke cigars standing up. I figure it cancels it out.
Speaking of that, then, is it a good idea? Is it helpful to have stand-up desks, which seems to be very popular now?
Yes. Stand-up desks makes a huge difference. Because posturally you're going to be in a totally different position. The other thing with that too, though, is that you standing up or doing anything for an extended period of time can put stress on your body. So standing up may be good for somebody that has their pelvis balanced, but it may not be good for somebody who has an imbalanced pelvis, and now they're standing up and they're putting more stress on their hips and their knees, and they start noticing other issues going on. So you want to look at the whole picture, make sure everything is balanced, and then if you're standing, it's definitely going to be a lot better for you.
Man, that's a very detailed answer.
Do you have a stand-up desk?
Yeah.
You do?
Absolutely.
At the office? Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, so another chiropractic story. This was before I knew Ranvir. Actually, you know what? When we come back from the break, I'm going to tell a chiropractic story.
question for you. How does someone earn over 1,000 five-star Google reviews? Well, maybe they deliver on their promises. Maybe they fulfill their guarantees. Like, for instance, Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty, they guarantee to get you at least 3 cash offers on your home in as-is condition. No need to do costly home repairs or organization or stagings or showings. Simple, easy, convenient 3 cash offers on your home. Just Google Johnny Jennings with Made for More Realty and get more for your home.